no secret that Burris is playing with a knee that's less than 100%.
A suspect hit sparked a war of words.
There's no place for people like that in this game.
If Hank's gonna act like a girl, like that's not right.
People like that shouldn't be playing in this game.
Now the bad blood spills into a crucial final game of the season. Henry Burris gets a chance at silencing Simone Lawrence with the East Division on the line. It's the REDBLACKS.
It's gonna be war tonight.
And the Ticats.
Everyone we have, we're gonna put them in a running back.
In a fight for home field advantage. And it starts now. An Ottawa CFL team has not hosted an Eastern Final in 35 years. The 78 Rough Riders, well, the Tiger Cats would like to extend that and get the Eastern Final back at Tim Hortons Field. To do that, they have to win this game today by at least 6 points. It's like the old two-game total point series. Here we are for the second half of the rematch with the Ticats and the REDBLACKS in Ottawa. Welcome to it, the CFL on TSN. Rod Smith along with Jock Climby, Milt Stegall, and Chris Schultz. And yes, that is the bottom line. After the 12-6 victory last week by Ottawa in Hamilton, the Ticats have to win this game by at least 6 points. Otherwise, Ottawa will host the Eastern Final. Jock, what are you looking for in this game?
Well, it's a David and Goliath matchup as far as I'm concerned. You look at the quarterback position. Ja'Cory Harris has got 17 career attempts in the CFL, and Henry Burris 4,440 attempts. I don't understand how Ja'Cory Harris even thinks he's got a chance when he's got to go up against Henry Burris in these kinds of situations. He's on the road. He's had almost no snaps. He hasn't played a meaningful football game since the Miami Hurricanes of 2011. However, good news for him, he's got a great football team around him.
He does, and this is how he has a chance, because take the pressure off the quarterback and put it on your running back. C.J. Gable is one of the best in the business in this league. The only reason he hasn't been more successful is he's had a hard time staying healthy. Get him the ball 30 times a game. This young man can run over you. He can run around you. Throw him the screen, throw him the line of scrimmage passes, draw his traps. Whatever play in your imagination that it takes to get that guy the football, get it to him, he will respond. Take the pressure off the quarterback. Use C.J. Gable. You can get it done.
Well, these REDBLACKS have a great opportunity in front of them. You think about it. They have a 5-point lead basically going into this game. But they can't take this team lightly. What they need to do when you have a third-string quarterback in there, you need to go in there in that first quarter and just pound them. See if you can go up with a 10-point lead. And think about that. That's 15 points. With a young quarterback, not much experience, that would give these Ottawa REDBLACKS a great opportunity in winning this game. Because you know these Hamilton Tiger Cats, what they want to do, they want to keep this game close until the fourth quarter and try to pull away then. These Ottawa REDBLACKS have to take advantage of this game early.
Can you imagine if this game is tied late? Hamilton's not going for the field goal to win it. They got to go for the touchdown to win it and get first place. Looking forward to this one coming up at TD Place. Here come the REDBLACKS, looking to lock up first place and getting that bye to the Eastern Final. The kickoff is coming up here on TSN. Edmonton, you could win the ultimate $25,000 home theater package from Visions Electronics if a kickoff's returned for a touchdown in this game, thanks to Safeway's Touchdown to Win promotion. And if a second kickoff is returned all the way for a TD in this one, you could also win $1 million. Good luck with that, Allison. Who gets first place in the East? We start finding out now. The call from Gord Miller and Dwayne Ford.
All right, Rod, the stands are full. There's a bit of a chill in the air. You can feel the importance of this football game as the playoffs approach. Hamilton against Ottawa in the final meeting of the regular season. Second consecutive week they've met. And Henry Burris looking to make some history.
Yeah, tremendous contrast between your two quarterbacks here. Burris, over 200 career starts, looking to become the oldest quarterback ever to lead the Canadian Football League in passing and lead the Ottawa REDBLACKS to a first-place finish. Trying to put Hamilton on top of the division to finish this year. Ja'Cory Harris, first ever CFL start for him today.
Ken Austin trying to guide his team to the Grey Cup game for the third consecutive year. Needs to win by 6 or more today to have home field in the East Division Final. And a year after posting a 2-16 record, Rick Campbell's Ottawa club has a chance to turn it around and win 12 games in a season, the first time an Ottawa CFL team would ever have accomplished that. The last home playoff game in Ottawa was in 1983. We know there will be one here this year. The question is when and against who? Hamilton won the toss, elected to receive. And Chris Milo will kick things off. Brandon Banks is back deep to receive. And a raucous atmosphere here in Ottawa. Banks from the 15-yard line. Bounces outside. Being chased out there by Antoine Pruneau, and Banks does a good job to get up to the 30-yard line. And that's where 25-year-old Ja'Cory Harris will go to work.
Well, Ja'Cory Harris, a former University of Miami star, makes his first start here today. He's going to look to get a little bit of help from C.J. Gable, only 32 yards from scrimmage. You would think he's going to be a bigger part of the game plan today. Terrell Sinkfield very involved, and he's going to be a big play guy that they will count on. Offensive line had their hands full with the combination of defensive ends Sean Lemon and Justin Capicotti last week. So we'll be watching Jeremy Lewis and Joel Figueroa at the tackle spot.
On first down, here's the carry by Gable, and C.J. Gable got tripped up early by Antoine Pruneau, slices off tackle for a gain of 4.
As I mentioned, Sean Lemon was one of the leaders defensively for Ottawa last week. 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles for him. Big boys up front trying to make life a little easier on the guys on the back end, and there's a shuffle on that back end. Jermaine Robinson back in at free safety. It's his first game since week 1. He's been out with an arm injury all year. Abdul Kanay moves from corner inside to halfback on the boundary side.
On 2nd and 6, Harris up and throwing, and the pass juggled incomplete for Taekwon Underwood. And the Ticats go 2 and out to start. Brandon Sermons there on the coverage.
Our first pass attempt for Ja'Cory Harris, who came on late last week when Jeff Matthews got injured. Well-timed break up there by Brandon Sermons. He's the man who comes in on the corner with Kanay moving inside.
Justin Medlock sends it to Jamil Smith at the 30-yard line. And Smith finds a seam, crosses the 45 up to the 48. The tackle made by Eric Harris. And so the Ottawa offense gets a chance to go to work as Henry Burris caps off one of the greatest seasons of his CFL career.
Yeah, absolutely remarkable at age 40. Burris looking a little more comfortable even in a week with that knee brace. A chance to have 4 receivers go over 1,000 yards, first time in a decade. Greg Ellingson needs 81 yards to get there. Nolan McMillan has started every game of his CFL career on that Red Blacks offensive line. William Powell continues to produce in the backfield.
Here comes the blitz on first down. Burris up and throwing, and the pass is caught by Ellingson, and Ellingson fights his way for a first down into Hamilton territory, down to the 52-yard line for a gain of 12.
Well, you wonder with this play call right off the bat if the Red Blacks are thinking even a little bit about getting Ellingson to that 1,000-yard mark. Obviously, it's something that would be an accomplishment for their entire team, their entire offense, to be in that very select company. It's a feat that's only been done twice,
both by the Montreal Alouettes. First down from the Hamilton 52. Burris up and throwing again, finds Ernest Jackson. Jackson cut down on the play by Hamilton's Clishawn Page, and he picks up 8.
Page on that one in a hurry. He'll be on the boundary corner. Brandon Stewart, the halfback on that side, equaling a career high with 4 picks. He had a big one last week, controversial play. Ted Laurent, defensive tackle, again the Cats' most outstanding Canadian. Simone Lawrence having a career year at weak side linebacker.
2nd and 2, William Powell on the carry. And Powell, who was shaken up late against Hamilton last week, gets 4. And another Ottawa first down.
William Powell has been such a great find for general manager Marcel Desjardins to have a guy come in relatively late in the season and be a seamless fit for the things you want to do offensively. Replacing the injured Jeremiah Johnson in that backfield.
First down from the Hamilton 40-yard line. Play fake, Burris throws, looking for Ellingson, flags fly. Brandon Stewart there on the coverage. And Stewart, of course, had the controversial play last week, an interception for a touchdown that was called back. And the CFL later apologized for that flag, but here he's called as he collides with Ellingson.
Pass interference, Hamilton, number 9. This will be a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Greg Ellingson again lined up in that short side slot position.
Now first down Ottawa from the Hamilton 30-yard line. Three-man rush. Burris with time. Throws far sideline. Caught by Maurice Price. And Price just shy of another first down with a gain of 9.
That's obviously early in this football game, but the Ottawa REDBLACKS are looking like a team on a little bit of a mission offensively, very focused. Mo Price, the lone receiver, into the boundary this time. That quick out at first down yardage.
Second and short, and Burris will dive straight ahead. Burris looking much more spry than he did last week, coming off a knee injury the week before, and the conditions much different for this week than last week. The howling wind in Hamilton last week, gusting to 35 kilometers an hour, almost no wind today. Getting first downs into the wind last week, next to impossible.
Well, it was remarkable last week as the game was basically played on about 2/3 of the field, as that one end going into the wind. There was only one successful, well, in terms of moving the ball, successful drive into the wind, and that was the one that ended in the John Boyette interception.
On first down from the Hamilton 20. And moving around the corner is Powell, but Powell wrapped up right away. Simone Lawrence in to help make the stop. Henry Burris, by the way, is 4 yards away now from a career high for passing yards. He'll be the oldest quarterback to lead the league in passing yards in a season, and is likely the CFL's most outstanding player. He's announced as Ottawa's nominee this week.
All right, terrific bounce-back season for Henry Burris, along with his team. 2-16 last year, went through some struggles. But Henry definitely showing he's got lots of football left.
After the loss of 2, second and 12 for Ottawa. Four-man rush. Burris, lots of time, stands in, throws incomplete, looking there for Ellingson. And he had the defensive end, Eric Norwood, covering him, but the pass falls incomplete, brings up third down.
A big stop here for Hamilton defensively. Simone Lawrence, one of those supplying a little bit of pressure on Henry Burris.
And so Chris Milo will come on. He had to assume both the place kicking and punting duties last week when Ronnie Pepper was injured earlier. And this is a 28-yard attempt. Thomas DeMarco is the holder. And Milo puts it through. Ottawa has the first points of the game. And total points matter for Hamilton. Ticats have to win this game by 6 or more. Can Terrell Sigfield and the Tabbies help their rookie quarterback engineer a comeback win against Ottawa? The CFL on TSN is brought to you by Nissan, official vehicle of the CFL. Ottawa opens with a field goal, and now Milo will kick it off. Brandon Banks and C.J. Gable back to receive. Milo had a pretty good day punting, including a 56-yarder late in the game that hemmed Hamilton in at its own 1-yard line.
Yeah, handled the wind well, low driving punt.
Here's Banks from his 20. 4 kick return touchdowns this year for Brandon Banks. He gets buried there. So Jonathan Beaulieu-Richard, the ball comes loose. And a scrap ensues for the football.
Well, Brandon Banks is still down. His bodies are getting tossed around.
And it's Ottawa football. Jonathan Beaulieu-Richard with a big hit. Banks loses the football. And Ottawa has it back at the 35-yard line of the Ticats.
Well, we know Ottawa's sure got the momentum, but they're the team playing with all the energy right now. Beaulieu-Richard, former Montreal Canadien, with a big stick right there to pop the ball out.
At the end of the play,
not the start Ken Dawson and the Ticats are looking for.
Number 45, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now tack on an unnecessary roughness penalty to Arnaud Gascon-Nadal. And Ottawa has the ball at the Hamilton 19 to start. And Brandon Banks still being attended to. So not the start Ken Austin and the Ticats are looking for, as Ottawa steamrolling here in the opening quarter at home. Here comes the blitz. Burris under pressure from Lawrence, and he's dropped by Norwood. Burris is down to the 32-yard line as Simone Lawrence and Eric Norwood broke in. The loss is 13 yards.
Everybody on the Ticat sideline, they're waving for Lawrence to keep going because the continuation, if a ruling is changed on the play and they rule it a fumble, recovered immediately, they talk about the continuation of the play and the result. So the Ticat bench was all waving for Simone Lawrence to keep running, not to stop and celebrate, take it to the end zone. And nonetheless,
and of course, Simone Lawrence, a less than popular individual here in the nation's capital after last week. Both what happened during the game, what he said afterward. He almost would apologize for his apology last week.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more as the game goes on, but it's not Simone Lawrence's job to protect the Ottawa quarterback. A huge response here for the Hamilton Tiger Cat defense with the momentum shifting.
Market is 2nd and 22. Four-man rush. Burris pump fake looking to the end zone for Ellingson. Touchdown! Wow! What a catch by Greg Ellingson. 32 yards for a touchdown. And he's creeping ever closer to 1,000, but more importantly, Ottawa increases the lead.
The offensive line did a nice job with some twists happening at the line of scrimmage here. They got things picked up, allowed Henry Burris time to set up, get those shoulders squared, feel comfortable in that pocket, and deliver a strike. And Greg Ellingson has done this all season long. He just makes the tough catches.
7th touchdown reception of the year for Ellingson. Milo for the point after. Ottawa leads by 10, but in the battle for the home playoff spot, actually up by 15. That's the hole the Ticats find themselves in as Ottawa comes storming out of the gate. Greg Ellingson, the former Ticat, has the touchdown catch, moving closer to 1,000 yards receiving on the year, and 7th touchdown reception of the season.
Greg Ellingson lines up as a wide man, and look at all the field he's got to work with. Basically everything outside the hash mark is his. He's working on Courtney Stevens. Stevens with him all the way. Not a ton of separation here, but what you've got is a perfectly thrown ball by Henry Burris and a receiver in Greg Ellingson, who just has a knack for making the tough catches look easy.
So with Brandon Banks shaking up and heading to the Hamilton locker room, you've got Terrell Sinkfield Jr. back to receive this kickoff. Sinkfield from the 15-yard line. And Sinkfield winds his way out to the 40. Got tripped up there by Ottawa's Nigel Roman. So the Ticats have run 2 offensive plays, have turned it over, and find themselves in a 10-0 hole.
And having themselves also in a situation where they've lost one of their weapons. Brandon Banks was a big part of their offensive game plan last week. Obviously an important part of what they do on special teams. Now, you've got Sinkfield back there, but Sinkfield's become such a key for them offensively. It becomes a challenge when you've got him now doing all the returns as well.
First down carry to C.J. Gable, and Gable gets stacked up early. Middle linebacker Damaso Munoz is in to help make the stop. And a gain of less than a yard.
Well, Ja'Cory Harris, a former star at the University of Miami, did the tour of duty in the National Football League, but started his CFL career with the Edmonton Eskimos. Basically a practice roster guy during his time there. Was released out of camp a year ago. The Hamilton Tiger Cats brought him in, given him an opportunity. He's been the number 3 man on the roster all season.
Harris stands in, throws wide side. Catch made by Sinkfield, trying to dive ahead. But a solid stick there by Javon Johnson limits the gain to 8, and he'll be short of a first down.
Not such a long throw out to that wide side. It gave Javon Johnson plenty of time to start closing on Sinkfield as the ball was in the air, coming forward to make that tackle. Short of the first down marker.
Javon Johnson, like so many of the Ottawa players on this team, having a big bounce-back year. 5 interceptions on the season. And so once again, the Ticats forced to punt. Will Smith back to receive at the 20. High kick. Floats down to Smith. And Smith dives across the 30, a 41-yard punt by Justin Medlock. It's been a long time since this franchise played a home playoff game. Henry Burris and Ottawa have their sights set on hosting the East Final in 2 weeks' time. The division has gone south so far for Ken Austin's Ticats. Matthew Chinetti with news from the sideline.
Gord, Brandon Banks went to the Ticats locker room so the Ticats could closely examine his right shoulder. He came off slumped on the sidelines near the Ticats bench. Their staff looked at his arm, looked at his shoulder. They took him to the locker room so kind of a closer examination, but no update beyond that, Gord.
Now you start thinking more about just this game and think about potentially next week, the week after, for a key part of Austin's attack.
Yeah, going into the playoffs for any team, it's a fine balance between having momentum, having everybody playing at a high level, but also having everybody healthy.
First down from the 30-yard line. Here comes the rush. Burris steps up and throws, and the pass is caught. Maurice Price has it close to midfield. And a gain of 23.
Henry Burris is feeling it so far here today. Mo Price, the wide man. The work cross field here.
So Burris has already set a new career high for passing yards in a season. Did that with a touchdown pass to Ellingson. And now has his team on the march again. Little flip to Price. He fakes the end around. Price still going. And Norwood brings him down after a gain of 5.
Well, the big story of the week in the Canadian Football League, the Simone Lawrence hit on Henry Burris. Burris playing with that injured knee. Lawrence with a hit just above the knee. Some debate as to whether he was intentionally going after the injured limb.
Late blitz coming from Hamilton. The pass is incomplete as Chris Williams can't hang on. And Ottawa will be forced to punt for the first time in the football game. Jeff Matthews, of course, the Hamilton starter last week, shaken up late when he was hit by Ottawa linebacker David Hines. So all kinds of questions about Hamilton's quarterbacking entering the postseason. And Sinkfield once again back to receive this punt from Milo. Angling for the sidelines, but Sinkfield takes it inside the 10. And he gets stymied at the 14-yard line. Tackle made there by Ottawa's Jeff Richards. Luke Tasker, a key part of the Hamilton attack. His team down early on the final weekend of the 2015 CFL regular season. November in full swing, and coming up on the Shaw Road to the Grey Cup next, it's the BC Lions and the Calgary Stampeders. Drew Tate expected to start for Calgary in that game. That means that Henry Burris will be the only CFL quarterback to start every one of his team's games this season.
An ongoing trend for Henry Burris. Seems to happen year after year.
So Hamilton with the football at its own 14-yard line. Ticats have yet to record a first down in the football game with Ja'Cory Harris at the controls.
Well, that would be a great time for this Hamilton offense to get going. Obviously backed up deep in their own end. Defense looks like they might be starting to get their feet underneath them a little bit, because Ottawa sure had them back on their heels those first couple of possessions. With Brandon Banks banged up, you don't know how much help you're going to get from the return game in terms of field position. So it falls to Ja'Cory Harris in the offense now to move this football and at least shift field position.
Up and throwing on first down. Harris has it batted down. Dropping back into coverage was Sean Lemon.
Well, Lemon's picking up right where he left off last week. He was a terror. A couple of sacks, 2 forced fumbles as well last week. Here, number 52 to the left side of your screen. His eyes on the quarterback, anticipating the throw, getting in that passing lane.
Four-man rush. Harris stands and throws, and the pass is caught. Bakari Grant makes the reception. And there's a flag down on the play. If it stands, this would be the first down for Hamilton in the football game.
Hamilton, number 14, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
But it won't. Sinkfield offside. So the gain is negated, and now the Ticats are back inside their 10.
Well, Sinkfield is the slot into the short side of the field. As you saw, he was off well ahead of the football.
2nd and 15, and the crowd on its feet. Harris, long, wide throw. And that is caught, but by Ottawa's Justin Phillips on the sidelines. And so once again, Hamilton will have to punt. It's not a 2-and-out, but close to it.
The penalty really hurts here, as I said, going into that drive. Field position is critical here. They needed to move that football. You look at where they're kicking from now. Wonder if Ken Austin will consider taking the safety here to just try and get back on even footing with that field position battle.
Well, Medlock's going to kick it from the goal line. Not a great kick. It bounces at the 40. And Smith gets inside that down to the 37-yard line. Just a 36-yard punt by Justin Medlock. And almost the entirety of this opening quarter has been played on the Hamilton side of midfield.
Ottawa has dominated in every phase thus far.
This is an Ottawa team, Dwayne, that leads the league in first downs, time of possession, most offensive plays, most passing yards, most total yards. Head coach Rick Campbell has seen a remarkable turnaround in 1 year's time.
And the one bizarre quirk about all the stats for a team that's played well offensively and defensively is they've actually allowed more points than they've scored. A couple of blowout losses in Alberta weren't great for them. And the pass is caught by Williams. Gets a gain of 9 down to the 32-yard line. When you look back and make that comparison from 2014 to 2015, one of the big things that the Ottawa REDBLACKS needed to learn to do was win close games, and that stat, that having allowed more than they've won. Yeah, a couple earlier season losses by wide margins to Calgary and Edmonton, but they've won closer games.
Second down carry goes to William Powell. Should have enough to move the sticks again for Ottawa. Ottawa was beaten soundly 46-17 in Edmonton, 48-3 in Calgary. Rick Campbell has history with both those franchises and grew up in Alberta. And who knows, down the road he might just see one of those two in the postseason, if Ottawa gets as far as the Grey Cup game in Winnipeg.
Milt Stiegel says they will.
Burris under pressure throw, swings it way out. Ellingson makes the catch and is close to another Ottawa first down for a gain of 9.
Ottawa does such a good job in terms of their route combinations, spreading out the field, creating space. You've got Greg Ellingson here in the slot. Mo Price is going to clear things out for him. Price pushing deep and inside. Ellingson swings it wide outside.
And Burris dives ahead for the first down. Ellingson now with 53 yards receiving in the game is just 28 short of 1,000 on the season. Henry Burris looking much more mobile than he did last week.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable with that brace. And another week of recovery. I think it's probably done a lot for the strength and stability of that left knee.
So the drive continues now to the Hamilton 15-yard line. A minute to go in the first quarter. Burris sees the blitz and throws to Mo Price. And Price gets down to the Hamilton 6-yard line for a gain of 9.
And here's the benefit of having those veteran receivers. Guys that recognize what's happening at the line of scrimmage. Mo Price knows that Henry Burris needs to get rid of the ball in a hurry. He gets his head around in a hurry to provide a target.
And now the carry goes to Powell, and William Powell slices off tackle, moves the sticks again, gain of 4. It'll be first and goal Ottawa at the Hamilton 2-yard line.
Nice read on the play by Powell. Nice job by Ernest Jackson coming in motion here. He's got a block on the defensive end right at the point of attack. He gets Eric Norwood on the ground. Powell takes it around the horn.
Fake to Powell, swing it out, and touchdown! Ellingson's got his second. And Ottawa's rumbling now. And that home playoff date looking more and more likely to be the East Division final.
Well, so much of the concern from a Hamilton perspective coming into this football game was obviously on the offensive side of the ball. The guy who's been their number 3 quarterback for most of the year getting the start. But their defense sure has their hands full with Henry Burris and the REDBLACKS right now. Good play action. Ellingson wide open in the flat.
Milo now for the point after. So it's now a 17-point lead. Ellingson now has his 8th touchdown catch of the year. And Ottawa, Hamilton playing on the final weekend of the regular season to decide first place. It's been all red so far this afternoon. Back here in Ottawa, here are the numbers through the opening quarter. 8 first downs for Ottawa, none for Hamilton. Part of the story, a turnover by the Ticats on the fumble by Brandon Banks on the punt return. Time of possession, Ottawa number 1 in the league, has had the ball so far for 2/3 of the football game, and Greg Ellingson has a pair of touchdown receptions. Gord Miller back here with Dwayne Ford. One of the biggest differences this year to last year in Ottawa, playmakers for Henry Burris.
Yeah, no question about it. And you see it in terms of little things like blitz adjustments, the timing on routes, and so on. Henry, first of all, has a little bit of chemistry as he's got history with a lot of the new receivers, having played with Chris Williams, having played with Ellingson. He and Sinopoli were teammates, though Sinopoli wasn't a receiver at the time. So, I mean, there's that aspect of it. But the fact that these guys are veterans, guys who have been around the league, the things that Henry Burris recognizes as a veteran quarterback in terms of when the blitz is coming or how they need to adjust to certain coverages, young receivers don't see that. These veteran guys do, and it puts them on the same page as their quarterback.
Sinkfield from the 20, and Sinkfield still going, gets out to the 47-yard line. And there's Brandon Banks out of uniform on the Hamilton sideline, and this is what happened earlier on the punt return.
Yeah, Brandon Banks got popped on that kickoff return by Jonathan Beaulieu-Richard. Hit hard, taken down to the turf. He lost that football. Very slow to get up. Probably didn't help him that with all the jostling around, he had bodies falling on him as well once he was down.
First down, Ticats from their 46-yard line. Harris throws wide side. Tasker makes the catch and gets into Ottawa territory to the 48-yard line. There's the first down of the game for Hamilton, a gain of 16.
On a throw that's a good sign for the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Ja'Cory Harris, because this is one that takes some guts, takes some confidence, throwing it all the way to that wide sideline. But Harris's read takes him there, delivers it with some confidence.
Harris is 4 for 5 last week off the bench for 60 yards. Engineered a drive that actually got the Ticats out of trouble late in the game. And now a first down from the 49. Flag comes down. Harris lost the ball, gets it right back. Harris often scrambling and has to dive down to the 53-yard line. And this penalty is going against Hamilton.
Illegal block, Hansen takes Hamilton, number 56. Penalties applied. Second down.
Jeremy Lewis, the right tackle, called for a illegal block.
You'll see, despite the hands to the face here, Sean Lemon continues to be a terror. Getting his right hand on that ball. For causing 2 fumbles last week. Pops another one free right there.
2nd and 14, 4-man rush. Harris feels it, throws, and another flag comes down as C.J. Gable makes the catch. And that's close to the first down marker. He should have it pending the outcome of the penalty.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Ottawa, number 21.
Calling Brandon Sermons for it.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Ottawa, number 21. Penalties decline. Play results in a first down.
They'll take the gain in the first down inside the Ottawa 40-yard line. They mark it down to the 36. Harris has not thrown passes in live action that counts in nearly 4 years. We saw Taekwon Underwood, the man who was hit there. So now first down, and in comes Jeremiah Mazzoli. And Mazzoli, a quarterback, gets down to the 26-yard line, close to another first down. So Ken Austin calls on Jeremiah Mazzoli, who has not taken a snap so far this year, has not thrown a pass. And they'll mark it as a gain of 9.
Trying to take advantage of the strength of Jeremiah Mazzoli. The Tiger Cats have worked a little bit this week on re-implementing a package that they pulled out a couple years ago in the playoffs.
Here it comes again, and Mazzoli got close to the first down marker at the 25, bounced off the initial tackle. Sean Lemon got a hand on him. And they'll mark it as a Hamilton first down.
Well, Sean Lemon does well crashing on this play. C.J. Gable is going to get a piece of him. But Lemon, nice job to fight through the block. And hang on to the quarterback.
Mazzoli remains in. First down just outside the 25. And here he comes again. And this time a gain of just a couple, as he was tripped up quickly by Damaso Munoz, the middle linebacker.
Well, it looked like there was some uncertainty there in this option type series as to whether or not he should have given the ball to the running back, C.J. Gable. You'll see the hesitation from both after their mesh point. Gable kind of stops and looks back.
Second and 8. Mazzoli stands in, throws. Sinkfield makes the catch, but it'll be short of a first down. They'll mark him at the 18-yard line. That'll leave him 2 yards short. Taekwon Underwood rather with the catch. And it's third down. Medlock and the field goal unit will come on for the Ticats.
And it's a little thing, but important that they make sure with Mazzoli in the ballgame, keep the defense honest. It can't all be option. It can't all be runs. They've got to throw that football with him in there occasionally and force Ottawa to defend the entire field.
So a 25-yard attempt for Medlock. And the Ticats are on the board. 10:49 to go in the second quarter. Hamilton moves the football a little and picks up its first points. But it's been all Burris Ellingson so far. They've connected twice for touchdowns. Ottawa with a 14-point lead. New playmakers are Henry Burris to work with. A new man calling the plays for Ottawa. With more on that, here's Matthew Shinetti.
Guys, just to build on your point about all those playmakers, when you talk to Ottawa's personnel staff and some of the coaches, they say of all the acquisitions that the Red Blacks made, maybe Jason Moss is the most important because he came in here after spending time in Toronto under Scott Milanovich's offense and really helped all those playmakers and Henry Burris all acclimate to one another and the playbook that they were put in. Earlier in the season, Moss said that Burris was still learning to get through his 6th offense in 6 seasons, but now, as many of those personnel staff say, Moss may be the most important acquisition that the Red Blacks made, guys.
If there were an award for Coordinator of the Year, I think Jason Moss would get a lot of votes here in 2015.
That might be getting a bit specific with the awards. First down, Ottawa from the 35-yard line. Burris stands in and throws. Ellingson the catch. And up to the 52-yard line. And Ellingson on the precipice now of a 1,000-yard season, a pickup of 17.
And looking to join his teammates, Chris Williams, Brad Sinopoli, and Ernest Jackson in that 1,000-yard club.
Amazing when you think about it. Last year, there were only 3 1,000-yard receivers in the Canadian Football League. There are already 11 this season.
Yeah, a lot of it, to me, has to do with the quality and depth at the position. Very different this year than it was a year ago.
Little flip there goes to Powell, and the new pass interference and tightening on illegal contact down the field have helped as well.
I'm not as sold on the impact of the rules, quite honestly. I think when you look back to last season, you look at a number of veteran receivers who were perennial 1,000-yard guys who either reached the end of their careers and retired or moved on, saw their roles change, whatever the case may have been. You didn't have a great influx of rookie receivers come into the league. There have been a number of good first-year players this year. You had guys that were injured off NFL tryouts and so on.
Now Burris fires incomplete for Ellingson. And the coverage there by Emmanuel Davis, and Ottawa will have to punt. Hamilton has stabilized things somewhat here defensively. Scored a field goal on its last drive and a chance now to get the ball back.
One of the keys for Hamilton is to keep the game going in that direction, meaning the defense has got to get stops, but also the offense needs to move the football a little bit, because eventually, the way the time of possession went, nearly 11 minutes for Ottawa in the first quarter of this football game, the defense is going to wear down.
Milo sends Sinkfield back to his 10-yard line. And Sinkfield gets corralled quickly down to the 13 as Nigel Romick comes down to make another special teams tackle. Ottawa is going to have its first home playoff game since 1983, maybe its first East final since 1978. Well, the stakes are high at the mine, separating the men from the boys and the pay from the dirt. Gold Rush is back, kicking off with a 2-hour season premiere Tuesday at 8, only on Discovery. Members of the Armed Forces being saluted here this afternoon, and we're reminded of Remembrance Day coming up this week, and we will not forget. First down, Ticats. Looking over the top, the pass caught by Underwood, and a strike from Jeremiah Mazzoli to Tyquan Underwood for a gain of 28 and a Hamilton first down.
Well, Mazzoli seems to have ignited this team a little bit. Underwood motioning down from that boundary, so he's got a little bit of width to work with on the outside. Nice release. Terrific toss there by Mazzoli.
Mazzoli only attempted 45 passes last year, completed less than half of them. But he's got Hamilton out to the 46-yard line. Now a little miscommunication again with Gable. And that play going nowhere as he was dropped almost instantly for a loss of 2. And Abdul Kanay comes up from his defensive back spot to make the tackle.
Any kind of option type play, what the quarterback is doing is reading a specific defender, deciding is my best option to hand the ball or keep it. There they got in a little bit of trouble right off that snap. Made it tough for the quarterback Mazzoli to be decisive with what he wanted to do with the football.
once again find themselves in 2nd and long. Flag comes down. Mazzoli looking again, and the pass is incomplete.
I thought you might see a flag on this one.
That's Jermaine Robinson, the safety, who came over the top. There's no flag there. Hamilton will be called for offside as one of the receivers released early. And Ken
offside. Hamilton, number 84. Penalties declined. 3rd down. Hamilton's challenging this play.
Hamilton's going to challenge pass interference on Jermaine Robinson.
Hamilton's asked to challenge this play for defensive pass interference. This will be reviewed.
Let's assume this review is successful. Then Ottawa accepts the offside penalty. Still 2nd down for the Ticats. Do I have that right?
Think this through. That
if the pass had been completed, Ottawa would have accepted the penalty.
Sorry, yes. 3rd down now, so it would still be 2nd down.
I think he's going to win the challenge.
It's the matchup. The top of the screen, top receiver.
It was Sinkfield at the bottom of the screen who had, or pardon me, Grant at the bottom of the screen who gone offside. But Jeremiah Mazzoli's come off the bench and given the Ticats some life. You're just starting to wonder if that's interference, are you?
Well, I'll tell you from... I think he's there a split second early with the contact. I think he's a little early.
There is pass interference on Ottawa, number 32. Both penalties will be enforced at the previous line of scrimmage. Up 5 yards. 2nd down repeated.
Right, so the offsetting penalties, they're going to move it up 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 7.
An opportunity for the Tiger Cats to keep this drive going. Mazzoli having just led the Tiger Cats to a field goal, their first points of the game. It's now marched them out from the shadows of their goalposts.
Fake to Gable. Mazzoli under pressure, looking deep again, and the pass over the head of Underwood. Brandon Sermons there on the coverage, and now it will be 3rd down for the Ticats.
Mazzoli hurried this one a little bit, which to me is the big reason for the overthrow here. The pocket starting to cave on him a little bit.
And got a late shot there from Justin Capicotti.
Yeah, and with Capicotti right in his face, he can't really set. He knows he's got to get that ball out.
One hop snap to Medlock. Gets a great kick away. And Jamil Smith fields it at the 15-yard line. Just dives ahead to the 23. So Ottawa with the football back. Hamilton showing some signs of life. But the playmakers in the national capital are doing their things, including the veteran Mo Price, as Ottawa has a 14-point lead here in the first half. Well, the Montreal Alouettes of the last decade had some of the most dynamic offenses ever seen in the Canadian Football League, and now Ottawa has a chance to do something that only Montreal has ever done before, and that's have 4 receivers with 1,000 yards receiving. Ellingson now 8 yards away. Williams, Sinopoli, and Jackson are already there, and you're talking about the Alouettes of Calvillo and that tremendous offense. It's pretty heady company.
Yeah, it certainly is. One of the things most impressive about the Alouettes accomplishing it in back-to-back years, only one of the quartet of receivers was the same both years. That was Ben Cahoon.
Burris throws it, picked off, intercepted by Norwood, and he's down to the goal line, and they'll mark him down at the 1. Hamilton leads the Canadian Football League in takeaways, and there's a huge one for the Ticats right there.
Well, we talked before this game about the need for defense and special teams to step up and make plays. Here's Eric Norwood, defensive end. in name only here. He's dropping in coverage. He gets out to that flat, comes underneath. Burris, I think, anticipated that number 40 was going to be rushing.
The question is, did he get in?
No, he's...
I don't know. That's close. Regardless, they'll mark it down at the 1-yard line. Ticats now tie Ottawa for the league lead in interceptions. And a big one there by Norwood, who has 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns this year. So first and goal, Hamilton from the 1. Mazzoli on second effort gets in, and the Ticats have their first touchdown of the game. And their first touchdown against Ottawa in this home-and-home series. And don't look now, but the Tabbies are making a game of it.
Yeah, the Hamilton Tiger-Cats, who were reeling in the opening 10 minutes of this football game.
And the point you made earlier, Dwayne, that with the inexperience at quarterback, the Ticats have had so much great play from their defense and special teams all year.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Eric Norwood takes it down to the 1-yard line. Whole lot easier for a young quarterback to go in from there than to march it down the field over and over again.
That's a one-play, 1-yard scoring drive for the Ticats.
We can't even take shit. We call this shit up.
So now Medlock for the point after. And it's good. And Ottawa has the lead cut to 7. Now remember, in order to secure first place in the East, Hamilton has to win this game by 6 points or more. And after the defensive play by the Ticats, a little incident at the Ottawa bench as...
I think they were worried about it potentially being an incident. Simone Lawrence is going through the bench. He's just trying to get to his teammate Eric Norwood to join the celebration. He wasn't trying to stir it up, but that's great heads up by the official to get in there, do the right thing,
and funny
stay out of the other team's territory.
In Hamilton and in Ottawa, the bench is on the same side.
Well, and I'm not expecting anybody to tear down grandstands, but 2 new stadiums, football, the benches shouldn't be on the same side.
No. So things get interesting here late in the first half. A big defensive play by the Ticats, and now a 7-point Ottawa lead. And the Hamilton defense has been excellent the last couple of Ottawa possessions. Medlock sends that high in the air. And taken at the 20-yard line. Williams up and moving, gets out across the 30 to the 32. And that's where Henry Burris and the Ottawa offense will go to work with just over 6 minutes to go in the opening half.
Now suddenly it's up to Ottawa to regroup here. They got off to that 17-0 lead. Hamilton has come back. Close that gap to 7. Jeremiah Masoli at the helm.
On first down, Burris is under pressure, gets away from Brian Hall, and just throws that away. It'll bring up second down. Orlando Steinauer brought the house at Burris and Ottawa.
Oh, Brian Hall and Eric Norwood both coming from that left side. Right, a great penetration. Brian Hall's right in front of number 44. Taylor Reed. Norwood coming off the edge.
It's now 2nd and 10 for Ottawa, and again Burris is changing the play. Four-man rush this time. Burris steps up and throws. The pass is caught, and that'll put Ellenson over 1,000 yards receiving. First down up to the 44-yard line, and there's the 4th Ottawa receiver this year to crack 1,000 yards.
A very impressive milestone, and this one to me is another feather in the cap of Jason Moss on a job well done this season. The distribution amongst that group.
Back to first down. And the pass is caught by William Powell. Powell picks up 5 on the play. And the clock running inside 5 minutes to go in the first half.
And it speaks volumes when a guy like Mo Price with over 500 yards is option 5 in the passing game.
Second down, Burris fires it out there. And Sinopoli brought down immediately by Emmanuel Davis. Gain of 3 on the play, but well short of a first down. And once again, the Hamilton defense able to hold and force Ottawa to punt.
Yeah, the Hamilton defense has really settled in after getting rocked a little bit in the early going of this football game. They're doing their part. I think that's allowed the offense to slowly get up to speed a little bit here and settle down as well.
Sinkfield back to receive at his 15-yard line.
You know, the fact that the pressure now isn't on the offense to try and close a huge gap is significant in terms of the way Tommy Condell can call this game. Hamilton offensive coordinator calling this game for Jeremiah Masoli and possibly Ja'Cory Harris should we see him back in again.
Ottawa called timeout. Sent Brad Sinopoli on the field. And a long conversation about who should and shouldn't be out there now, but now Milo will stand back to punt. It is 3rd and short, but Milo kicks it away. Good high kick. Sinkfield inside his 20 from the 16-yard line. Takes it straight up the field. A flag comes down. Sinkfield gets loose. And around the corner he comes. He's got the kicker to beat. And Sinkfield gets forced back inside across midfield to the Ottawa 53. But there's a flag down at the 35-yard line of the Ticats. And Brandon Banks knows this is coming back.
You get the whole time.
Well, Sinkfield, an accomplished returner in this league himself. Had some big ones last year for the Cats.
Illegal block, Hamilton, number 45. Penalty decline. Holding, Hamilton, number 42, during the return. 10-yard penalty.
So it's a holding call on David Caldwell. Move the ball back to the Hamilton 19-yard line.
Or the other penalty on Arnaud Gascon-Nadon, number 45. See him clearly catch his man in the back.
So Mazzola remains in at quarterback, the 27-year-old from San Francisco. And now Hamilton calls timeout.
Called by Hamilton.
Mazzoli jawing with Sean Lemon as he makes his way to the sideline. So here's the scenario again. Ottawa wins first place in the East Division with a win today or a loss by 5 or less. The Ticats, to clinch first in the East, have to win this game by 6 or more points to clinch home field in the East Final on November 22nd. Last year, both teams with the bye, one went to the Grey Cup. The previous 2 years, both teams with the bye lost in both seasons.
It's the ongoing discussion as to how much of a benefit the bye is. Again, it's that balance between having the week off to help get guys more healthy or playing to generate momentum.
On first down, Mazzoli gets flushed out of the pocket, throws up to the sidelines. It's caught and moved up the sidelines by Andy Fantuz. And Fantuz, who had just 1 catch last week, has his first today, 15 yards, and a big Hamilton first down.
Well, Andy Fantuz is a guy who has played essentially his entire Canadian Football League career in the slot, closer to the quarterback, has been a central figure in his team's offense. in the absence of he and Bakari Grant for extended periods this year. A guy like Sinkfield has really emerged. Luke Tasker has emerged.
Now C.J. Gable on the carry, and Gable with another first down, leaping across the 45-yard line and up to the 46 for a gain of 12.
As the Tiger Cats get more and more people healthy, they're trying to find ways to get them on the field. Bantus has some versatility, can run routes from different places in this offense. So he gets bounced out, as you see. Nice run there by C.J. Gable.
And Hamilton now goes to the tempo offense, so Ottawa can't change defensive players. On first down, four-man rush. Bakari Grant makes the catch, gets away from Abdul Kane, and it's another first down as he slices into Hamilton territory for a 17-yard gain. So Jeremiah Mazzoli has the Ticats on the move. They're down by 7, and we've reached the 3-minute warning here in Ottawa. The CFL on TSN returns with the battle for first place in the East Division after this. For 5 passing for 66 yards so far. First down at the Ottawa 47. Mazzoli under pressure on the run and dives down to the 40 for a gain of 7.
A good decision here by Jeremiah Mazzoli under pressure. Keep the defense honest, give them something else to think about with the scramble. Pocket collapsing. There are no eyes downfield. There's no headed for the sidelines. He tucks it and runs.
Gives it off to Gable. Gable's got what should be a first down as he gets tripped up at the 36-yard line. This drive began at the Hamilton 19. The Ticats lead the league this year with 5 touchdown drives that have begun inside their own 20-yard line. CFL teams only score touchdowns about 7% of the time when they start inside their own 20. It's a long field.
Yeah, Mazzoli's done a solid job settling things down here for the Tiger Cats. Time of possession is a big part of Ottawa's game plan, and the Tiger Cats are shifting that battle.
Four-man rush. Mazzoli looking up the sidelines, and it is caught by Underwood. Tyquan Underwood at the 5-yard line. There's a flag down at the sideline where he made the catch. And Ken Austin looks on in disbelief. Brandon Sermons was there on the coverage.
Offensive pass interference. Hamilton, number 1. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Not reviewable. So Underwood going toe-to-toe with Sermons. Ooh.
Well, from that angle, if there was a push off, it looked gentle.
Wow.
You saw Sermons with his hand on the towel of Underwood there.
Wait till Austin sees that.
Yeah.
The word pathetic was just used by the Hamilton head coach. So now 1st and 20. Mazzoli fires out. And there's Sinkfield, but he's wrapped up right away. Another flag comes down. Javon Johnson there with the tackle. The gain is 7. And the indication is, again, it's against Hamilton. So Hamilton moving the wrong direction.
Hamilton, number 84. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So back him up again. And the Ticats are back on their own side of the field at the 53.
Quick reversal of fortunes here. A couple of penalties against the Hamilton receivers. Again, that one doesn't happen if the call doesn't happen on the Underwood pass.
And remember last week, the Canadian Football League acknowledged incorrect calls made late in that game in Hamilton. 1st and 30. Here's Gable with it. And he gets back into the Ottawa side of things. And down to the 48-yard line for a gain of 10, brings up 2nd and 20.
Go back to last week. Brandon Stewart picked off a Henry Burris pass and returned it for an apparent touchdown. 2 penalties were called on Hamilton on the return that led to the touchdown being called back. The league announcing neither penalty should have been called.
2nd and 20. And the throw complete to Tasker, and Tasker fights his way down to the 32-yard line. He'll be short of a first down, but the Ticats move into field goal range for Justin Medlock.
Yeah, given the penalties, a big success here to get a couple of positive plays. First on the run by Gable here, the pass to Tasker. Because at 1st and 30, it didn't look good.
So Medlock will now try this from the 40-yard line. Tasker with the hold, and Medlock puts it through. So after falling behind 17-0, the Ticats have put 13 on the board. And Ken Austin not pleased on the Hamilton sideline. Just had some words with Matthew Shinetti. I'm not sure what Matthew did to draw that. So Austin displeased by that call, obviously, and that will be another topic of conversation. A controversial call in a crucial game to decide first place. Hamilton down by 4. Ottawa takes over at its own 35-yard line. Burris floats it out there. A flag comes down. And that's going to be a holding call against Ottawa. 46 seconds to go here in the first half.
Holding. Ottawa, number 67. Knowledge decline. 2nd down.
Yeah, Colin Kelly, the right tackle, had his hands full on that one. Eric Norwood gave him a look outside. Here's Norwood. Kelly, the blocker. Little fake outside. He goes to cut back in with the swim. As you saw, Kelly overcommitted to that outside move. Had to grab on to prevent the penetration.
2nd and 10. Burris under pressure, and he is dropped. Ryan Hall in there early. Simone Lawrence as well. But a big sack by the Hamilton Ticats, and with 42 seconds to go here in the first half, Ottawa will be forced to punt, and a chance for the Ticats to get some more points here before the end of the half.
A big punt is going to be critical here for Chris Milo. Again, Milo not the regular punter.
And again, Brandon Banks, the star return man for the Ticats, injured early on in the kick return. So Terrell Sinkfield takes over, and he stands at his 40-yard line. Here comes the rush. Milo gets it away. It's a low helicoptering kick that bounces to Sinkfield at the 45. Gets across midfield. Sinkfield off and running. Milo the only man, and Sinkfield beats him. Terrell Sinkfield does get tripped up at the 2. What a return by Sinkfield. A touchdown-saving tackle by Antoine Pernot. But the Ticats are in business on a 63-yard return.
Special teams and defense. Big series by the Tiger Cats defense forces that punt. Now, if you had a young quarterback in the situation, Gord getting the ball on his own side of center with about 30 seconds left, tough to have faith that they're going to get points, but a huge return here. Only 6 seconds on the clock, but well within scoring position here.
They mark him down at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal from there. Mazzoli, 3-man rush, throws to the end zone, touchdown, Andy Fantuz. And the Ticats improbably have taken the lead going into halftime. Who saw this coming?
Now it's early to think about it.
Do you go for two here? Remember, Hamilton has to win the game by 6 or more to clinch first place, but they're going for one now. Hamilton has only attempted 3 two-point conversions all season. So now Medlock for the point after. It's good. And the Ticats lead by 3. And Ken Austin, who has seen 2 starting quarterbacks get injured, has seen calls go his way, sees his team fight back with 20 unanswered points here in the first half. And you mentioned it, special teams and defense lead the way.
Well, the thing that give the Hamilton Tiger Cats a chance regardless of what's going on at quarterback. And big kudos to Jeremiah Masoli. This is a guy who wasn't even on the roster for the first chunk of the season. Prior to the Zach Collaros injury, he was the 4th quarterback.
Touchdown drives of 4 and 1 yards.
And that was clutch because they had really one shot to get in the end zone, because I'm not sure they're doing anything other than kicking if he doesn't get in on that shot.
So Andy Fantills with his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. And this boisterous Ottawa crowd has been quieted somewhat at halftime, but a long way to go. And this game, which was so hotly anticipated, living up to the hype. As it goes down to Williams. And Williams just dives ahead to the 34-yard line. Last week, it was a defensive struggle. This week, it's lights out. Offense, defense, special teams all on display. It's a 3-point Hamilton lead at halftime, as we said to Rod Smith and CFL at the half.
Thank you, Gord. What a remarkable...
Quite a first half here in Ottawa. 17 points one way, 20 the other. Here's Ottawa head coach Rick Campbell. Coach, after such a strong start, what did you see? Why was there a momentum change in that first half?
They made some plays. You know, no one's going to lay down for anyone in this game. This is a battle for first place. We expected it to be a close game, but we got 30 minutes to go here, and it's going to be a dogfight, but we're going to battle all the way through and see if we can get this done.
I imagine that was the message in the locker room. What other adjustments do you think you guys have to make?
Well, we just got to bring our energy level back up, you know, and just compete for 30 minutes. And when we do that, usually things go pretty well for us, and that's what we plan on doing.
Appreciate this, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate this, Coach. Thank you. Hamilton won the toss, took the ball to start the football game, so Ottawa will take it here to start the second half. The wind is kicking up a little bit as night comes, and so Hamilton will have the wind in the 4th quarter. Remember, in order to win first place in the East, the Ticats have to win this game by 6 or more points.
Well, it's going to make for a fascinating finish here. Very fitting, I think, that these two teams are locked. Close game last week, very close game at this point this week.
And the former Ticat, Chris Williams, came back along with Jamil Smith to receive this kick. And Smith picks it from his 15-yard line. Smith gains the corner. Good run by Jamil Smith, puts his head down and gets across the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Ottawa club to start this second half.
Well, Rick Campbell talked about getting the energy level back up. Nice job by Jamil Smith right there. Greg Ellingson, 6 catches, 85 yards. That puts him over 1,000 on the season. Henry Burris, very strong, 15-21 and 2 touchdown passes out of the gate. That Eric Norwood interception looms large right now. The Ticat defense has kept William Powell largely in check thus far.
8-0 with the first downs for Hamilton, or for Ottawa rather, in the first half. And then back came the Ticats with an 8-2 margin in the second quarter. And the first down carried to Powell, who gets a 3 on the play. The Ticat defense stiffened when it got to 17-0 in favor of Ottawa, and that was a key turning point in the first half of the football game.
Yeah, the Tiger Cats seemed really overwhelmed, and we talked about that energy level that Ottawa seemed to have right from the get-go, defensively, offensively, special teams. Look at the play that knocked Brandon Banks out of this football game.
On second down, Burris is looking over the top for Williams. The pass is incomplete. There's a flag down in the Hamilton defensive backfield. Al Bradbury talking with the side judge.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Hamilton, number 20. 10-yard penalty, and it becomes the first down.
There's an automatic first down for the Ticats, and don't forget Ken Austin has probably seen that offensive pass interference penalty from the first half, which he won't like.
Emmanuel Davis, the halfback, is a player who's flagged on this play. And pretty clear when his Chris Williams got an edge on him.
First down from the Hamilton 50. The toss to Powell. And Powell tripped up. And there's Davis, the man who just got called, making a pretty good open field tackle and limiting the gain to 1. And Brandon Banks shaken up early in this football game, back in uniform, with his helmet back on and looking like he might return to the football game.
It'll be interesting to see if the Tiger Cats let Brandon Banks return to this football game.
Talking to special teams coordinator Jeff Reinbold on the sidelines and head coach Ken Austin, who will have the final say.
And Sinkfield looked pretty good, setting up that last touchdown as a returner.
2nd and 9. Burris swings it out. The pass is caught, but Davis limits the gain by Powell to nothing. And so Ottawa will be forced to punt. And Brandon Banks will come out to receive it. On comes Banks, who was shaken up on a fumble on the kick return in the opening quarter.
And Emmanuel Davis redeems himself in fine fashion, back-to-back stops near the line of scrimmage after taking that penalty.
Milo bounced that to Banks at the 15-yard line. And Sinopoli down to make the tackle as Banks gets out to the 25. Just a 34-yard punt. The Ticats with the lead and the football for the first time in the second half on the CFL.
One of the early momentum shifters in favor of Ottawa in this football game. A big hit by Jonathan Beaulieu-Richard that both injured Brandon Banks and created a turnover that led to Ottawa points. Banks did not play the rest of the first half of this football game. Terrell Sinkfield took over return duties, setting up a late first half touchdown. Banks back out there, not just in the return game, but also on offense here to start the third quarter.
Jeremiah Mazzola remains at the control, swings it out. The pass is dropped by C.J. Gable. Brings up second down. So Mazzola replaced the starter. Ja'Cory Harris comes on, goes 6 for 7 for 83 yards. The touchdown run and a touchdown pass. Remember the 2 touchdown drives, one of 1 yard and one of 4 yards, off an interception and off a special teams return by Sinkfield. Second down. Mazzoli stands in and throws, and the pass is caught and comes loose. Sinkfield lost it.
I'm not sure Sinkfield ever had it.
Jermaine Robinson picks it up, but the whistle is sounded. And they're indicating it is Ottawa football.
So that'll be automatically reviewed because they've called it a turnover. So we'll get another look right now.
All turnovers are reviewed.
The previous play is under review by the command center.
So this is the old criteria. Did he make a football move? Did he have possession long enough to make a football move?
To me, he's taken a step, if not a couple of steps here, and loses the ball on the way down. This one's going to be a real fine line.
Robinson was down when he recovered it, if they do rule it as a fumble. There's another huge play in a Hamilton-Ottawa football game.
This is going to be a very close call.
What's your call?
My call, which I'm always reluctant to make, by the way.
But you have to because we pay you to do it.
I think it's a fumble.
They've shown it on the big screen here. So Austin has his opinion.
And via replay, because they have ruled it a fumble,
right,
evidence has to be conclusive. It has to be very convincing that it wasn't in order for it to be a turnover.
After review, the ruling on the field's been no return to an incomplete pass. It's third down. Hamilton's ball.
And that's why they don't pay me to officiate.
So Hamilton will face third down now, but a much preferable situation to have the punting unit on the field as opposed to having Ottawa's offense inside the 30-yard line. And Jamil Smith comes on as Medlock will punt. Ottawa, by the way, has not returned a kick of any kind for a touchdown yet this season. And Hamilton hasn't allowed a kick return for a touchdown yet this year. High snap. Medlock brings it down, gets a good high kick away. Smith from the 48. And brought down at midfield by Hamilton's Frederick Plessius. A 38-yard punt, a return of 5. Hamilton and Ottawa going toe-to-toe for first place in the East Division. And it's a long way from decided yet. BMO Raptors basketball on TSN continues Wednesday with the Raptors taking on Philadelphia. Catch it at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific across the TSN network. Capacity crowd here in Ottawa tonight. Final weekend of the CFL regular season. The one thing left to be decided: who gets first place in the East Division. First down from midfield. And the carry goes to Ottawa's William Powell. Drags Eric Norris for about 4 yards.
William Powell, former NFLer. Bit of a journeyman down there, but a guy came up here first to be a kick returner and pressed into action, has done very well.
Burris up and throwing. He's got Ernest Jackson, and Jackson's got a first down to the Hamilton 38-yard line for a gain of 13.
Ernest Jackson, his typical spot in that slot. Got Brandon Stewart on his horse defending the deep route.
Second catch of the night for Ernest Jackson. First down from the 38. Burris swings it up. The ball bounces up in the air and falls incomplete. Pass is broken up by Clashawn Page.
The Tiger Cats were all over what was intended to be a hitch screen to Chris Williams. See, even the defensive end, Justin Hickman. He made the read at his offensive tackle. Sir Vincent Rogers was trying to get out there to be one of the lead blockers. As soon as he saw Rogers take off out there to block, he just turned and headed for Williams on the sideline.
Page headed that ball out of bounds. Second and 10. Here comes the blitz. Burris stands in and throws. Looking down to Price. He's got it. What a catch by Mo Price down to the 5-yard line. Courtney Stephen there on the coverage. A 32-yard gain.
Well, Mo Price has become kind of the forgotten man in the Ottawa receiving corps with 4 other 1,000-yard receivers. Over 500 for him and a big, big catch here. Stephen times his jump well, getting a hand in there, but great concentration from the former Calgary Stampeder to go up and get this football.
Price injured on the play. Took a knee outside the 20-yard line. Price 5 catches for 77 yards. Price, one of the arrivals to this Ottawa offense this year, came from Calgary. So Price, Ellingson, Sinopoli, Jackson, and Williams, the top 5 receivers for Ottawa, all new this year.
When you look back to last season, Marcus Henry was Ottawa's leading receiver with 824 yards. This year you've got 4 guys over 1,000. Mo Price over 500. The Red Blacks have gotten close to 60 catches from their running backs as well. And dominating the way they have in terms of time of possession has meant a lot of opportunities to touch the ball for everybody.
9:48 to go in the third quarter. We'll step away and return to Ottawa after this. Maurice Price has made his way to the Ottawa sideline. They're checking his eyes.
Well, it's possible going down face first into the turf. At that point, there's
something wrong. So there's those
but it doesn't seem to be
turf.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be in major pain, but maybe the rubber pellets sprayed up into his turf as the face mask dragged.
First and goal from the 6. Burris swings it out, and it's a walk-in touchdown for Patrick Lavoie. And Ottawa retakes the lead.
They're just going to slip Lavoie, the fullback, across the formation out into the flat. You see nobody follows him. He gets completely lost behind the traffic of the offensive line. Craig Butler tried to track him late. But very hard to pick up that movement behind the line of scrimmage.
And Milo for the point after. It's good. So Ottawa back up by 4 in a game where Hamilton has to win by 6 or more to grab first place. And sitting at home waiting to see who wins and loses, the Toronto Argonauts. The losing team will play host to Toronto next week in the Eastern semifinal.
There you see the play action. Success on the ground over the last few weeks with William Powell holds everybody at the line of scrimmage.
It's a 5-play, 55-yard touchdown drive. Lavoie with his second touchdown reception of the year. And the chess game will continue later in the second half here about going for 1, going for 2, when to try a field goal. There's the score of the game and the score of the series.
Yeah, and I think both teams have suggested that in the early going that you treat it like a regular game, but as it gets into the later stages.
Here's Banks from the 10-yard line, and Brandon Banks gets out to the 38.
Gets into the later stages, certainly that bigger picture will become a little bit more at the front of their minds.
So the 27-year-old Jeremiah Mazzoli in his 3rd year with the Ticats out of Ole Miss. Prior to tonight, his last regular season pass had been thrown on August the 16th of last year.
As the Ticats added Jeff Matthews this year to their stable of quarterbacks. Mazzoli found himself bumped down the depth chart as a result.
Miscommunication, the ball's on the ground. A battle for it. We've seen this a number of times this afternoon, this evening, where Mazzoli and his running back have miscommunicated. And referee Al Bradbury is right in that pile trying to figure out who got the football. It might change hands 2 or 3 times in there. And it is Ottawa ball. Recovered by Damaso Munoz, the middle linebacker.
But it looked like the whole issue was on the exchange at Sinkfield rather than Gable in the backfield. Sinkfield looks like he's not expecting the ball at all. He's trying to get in position to block. And we've seen this formation from Hamilton, particularly last week, where they can put a 6-pack of receivers on the field moves Sinkfield into play the running back position. But probably not a lot of reps taken between Mazzoli and Sinkfield.
Now again, all turnovers are reviewed, but next to impossible to get a look at an angle that would overturn that call as the ball was in the pile. So the stands right now, Ottawa has it at the Hamilton 32-yard line. And the call will stand.
The previous play had been reviewed by the command center. There's no evidence to overturn the call that was made on the field. It is Ottawa's ball, first down.
So Jeremiah Mazzoli came on in the first half of this football game, taking over for Ja'Cory Harris, and really seemed to settle down this Hamilton offense. He's going to have to do the same the next time they get out on the field, with Ottawa starting to grab that momentum back.
First down carry to William Powell. Powell slices through the Hamilton D, inside the 20, inside the 15, and down to the 14-yard line. Gain of the play is 18 yards.
William Powell gives you a little bit of everything on this one. Shows the burst of speed, a couple of moves, a little bit of power at the end. He motions back into the backfield. Sells it to the outside, which helps his blockers with their leverage. Great spin move and a good physical finish.
First down Ottawa from the Hamilton 14. Here comes the blitz off the edge. They pick it up, and the pass incomplete to Chris Williams on the sideline.
Greg Butler came off the edge with the safety blitz here. Chris Williams on the outside. He's got that single matchup. The hurried throws a little low. Williams had some trouble holding on to the football last weekend. Unable to squeeze that one.
Second down. Burris throws to the end zone, and it is caught. Ellingson's got a hat trick. Touchdown catches for Ellingson in the game in which he goes over 1,000 yards receiving.
Greg Ellingson was one of the guys who set the tone in the first half of this football game. His first touchdown catch down the sideline was massive. We talk about Ellingson making the tough catches look easy. That ball was a little bit behind him as he went down to the turf. Still able to get his torso turned back to haul it in.
And now Milo extends the Ottawa lead. It's 11. Up by 17, down by 3, up by 11 again. Back and forth they go in the nation's capital. Greg Ellingson has gone over 1,000 yards receiving for the first time in his career, and he's got 3 touchdown catches today.
Greg Ellingson got it going in the first quarter. With half the field to work, uses his space well, clearing away from the sidelines. Well thrown ball by Burris. Quick hitter to the flat, much like the Lavoie touchdown that we saw earlier in this half. Most recently, the quick crossing route. Greg Ellingson, newest member of the 1,000-yard club.
So here's your line score. Don't often see this. Ticats have been badly outscored in the fourth quarter in their last 6 games. 31-20, Ottawa leads. And here is Banks from his 15-yard line. Banks finds a seam and gets out to the 40.
Well, last week we had the wind as an excuse as to why only one team would score in any given quarter. Here, the only thing that seems to be working against any team at a given time is just momentum.
So Mazzoli comes on after the fumble, and we've seen a number of awkward exchanges between Mazzoli and Hamilton ball carriers, or prospective ball carriers. Under 7 to go in the third quarter. Mazzoli keeps Sholigan, grabbed a hold of his leg and hung on. And Mazzoli loses a yard of the play.
Right. You're seeing Ottawa start to adjust now that they've seen the Mazzoli package a little bit. If Sean Lemon comes upfield, he can't give the ball to the guy going wide because that's going to be contained. That's what Mazzoli sees. Lemon gets up, so Mazzoli pulls the football as the defensive end is committed.
2nd and 10. Here comes the rush. Mazzoli stands in. Oh, what a catch by Tasker! A leaping catch by Luke Tasker. Gets the ball down to the Ottawa 47-yard line for a gain of 22.
Oh, this is just a magnificent effort by Luke Tasker, going completely horizontal to go get this one. He's the number 2 receiver, just working across the field. Mazzoli under pressure has to basically throw this one on blind faith. And Tasker goes and gets it.
First down, Mazzoli swings it up to Bakari Grant. And he's wrapped up by Kane. And now Grant with a headbutt on Kane.
Bad decision.
And a flag comes down right in front of the Hamilton bench.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Hamilton, number 84. This is a dead ball foul. Back 15 yards, 2nd down.
Back across midfield to their own 52-yard line.
Well, I know for Kent Austin, he talks about controlling the things you can control, your emotions being one of those main things. Well, this is something he doesn't want to see from one of his veterans, Bakari Grant. And I understand the frustration as Kane is pulling on him as he was getting up. But much like in hockey, you talk about the retaliation being what gets detected.
Mazzoli gets away from the first man. Lemon throws back across his body. Tasker reaching for it. But Antoine Pernod breaks it up. It'll be 3rd down, Hamilton.
Mazzoli forced out of the pocket by pressure here. Does a nice job buying time this time, keeping the eyes downfield. He sees Tasker come open in that window. He was just able to bring that throw down a little bit more.
Well, what a costly penalty by Grant at that point in the game, and now you got players onside. Little pooch kick. So this can be recovered by the Ticats. One of the onside players. He's got it. Off and running. Rico Murray. Touchdown.
Flag is down, but expect it to be picked up when they realize Murray was one of the guys who lined up onside.
So 3 players were in behind Medlock when the ball was kicked. That means they're onside. They can recover the football without having to give 5 yards. It's a scoring play, so it will be reviewed. What a play by the Ticats out of the trick package, and Rico Murray has what stands for now as the touchdown to once again get Hamilton back in the football game.
Yeah, we've seen the Tiger Cats run similar plays with the punt team before. And here you're going to see 3 men in behind the punter. Medlock looping wide.
And Murray's the inside man. Right there. So again, this is a scoring play, gets reviewed by the command center. Now here's a question for you. If this stands, does Hamilton go for 2?
There is no infraction on this play. Hamilton, number 0, was onside, therefore he was allowed to recover the ball. He successfully did that and took it in for a touchdown. Hamilton scores.
So it's a touchdown for the Ticats on the Rico Murray recovery onside for a touchdown.
Yeah, and this is a situation where not just the deep returner, but other players on the field need to recognize what's going on and not let that ball hit the ground. There are other players who are in a position that they probably could have fielded that ball in the air. I'm not sure if Smith could have come up, as they will go for 2, by the way.
Only the 4th time this year that Hamilton will attempt a 2-point convert. Austin has been much more conservative than other CFL head coaches in terms of going for 2. So Mazzoli stays in. It's a 5-point lead right now for Ottawa, a chance to make it 3. Just a 3-man rush. Mazzoli, lots of time, throws it down towards the goal line, incomplete. Looking down there for Fantus, and so it remains a 5-point Ottawa lead.
Well, Hamilton, again, you're never really sure if a team is thinking big picture of the 2-game series, or it's just about the game when you talk about a 3-point deficit and being within a field goal.
Austin just said someone was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, the magic number for Hamilton in this football game is 6. They need to win by 6 or more. And now the determining factor, by the way, because you would think because Ottawa won by 6 in Hamilton, that if Hamilton won by 6 here, they'd still be tied. If they're tied after that first tiebreaker, it goes to the second tiebreaker, which is the record within their division.
Let's see who was open. Oh, Sickfield was alone at the back of the end zone. That's what Austin was referring to. What a fascinating afternoon and evening of football. It's had a little bit of everything.
Well, you look at the way the schedule played out with these two teams playing back-to-back, coming down to the last game of the regular season for each of them, with huge playoff implications in this one, living up to its advanced bid.
Williams from the 25-yard line has some people in front of him, and Williams gets up to the 48. And Murray helps make the stop on special teams, so Burris and the Ottawa offense go to work. And again, here's the scenario. Ottawa wins or loses by 5 or less and secures the first Eastern Final hosting berth since 1978. If Hamilton wins by 6 or more, the Ticats finish first. Ottawa would host the East Division semifinal. That would still be the first home playoff game here in the nation's capital since 1983. And the carry on first down goes to Powell.
We talked a little bit last night, Gord, during the broadcast of the Toronto-Winnipeg game, by the fact that the Argos, they knew after last week's outcomes, they were finishing in 3rd. Couldn't go up, couldn't go down. They were able to rest some guys last night. Meanwhile, you've got Ottawa and Hamilton spending the last 2 weeks of the season beating the crap out of each other. It's fine for the team that gets the bye, but for the team that doesn't, they could be in some rough shape going into that East semi.
After the gain of 5, it's 2nd and 5. A dart by Burris, incomplete for Ellingson, and a late flag comes down. Ellingson pled his case to the official on the side and got a late flag. By the way, Ottawa trying to win 4 in a row for the first time.
Hamilton, number 20, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Since 1991. Now, of course, football had been absent here for a while.
There's Emmanuel Davis, who's going to pick up Greg Ellingson on the round. It initially did look.
Be ready!
But the contact is a hair early. Not much in the way of protest from the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
First down, Ottawa from the Hamilton 48. Powell back on the ground, and he gets wrapped up right away by Ted Laurent, who is Hamilton's nominee for the Outstanding Canadian.
Yeah, Laurent, finalist for that award last season. Doesn't necessarily have the big stats, but a guy who's just a stalwart in the middle of that Ticat D line.
Takes up a lot of room down there. Big second down play now for Ottawa. 2nd and 7 from the Hamilton 45. Four-man rush. They screen it, and the ball comes loose. Picked up by Simone Lawrence. And Lawrence is off and running. He's got some blockers in front of him. Brad Sinopoli chases him down. And Lawrence gets inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. And another big defensive play by the Hamilton Ticats, who now lead the league in interceptions, overtaking Ottawa. And now Burris is arguing this pass is incomplete.
Well, Simone Lawrence is initially coming off the right side of your screen, defensive left.
Screen for Jamal Smith. So the question will be, was Smith down before the ball came out?
We saw Simone Lawrence recover a fumble earlier and return it, but Henry Burris appeared to be down on the play on that one.
Have a look here and see if Smith's knee touches
Previous play
down.
fight review by the command center.
That is so close. The ruling on the field is that it's a fumble.
Right knee.
Well, I think they're right. I think it's a fumble. What do you think?
No, this one's all yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm just a part-timer, man. This is my last game of the season, so I get a free pass.
The receiver did catch the ball, then fumbled the ball, which was recovered by Hamilton. First down, Hamilton.
There you go. So it's not an interception, it's a fumble recovery by the Ticats, who will lead the league in takeaways and now have the ball first down at the Ottawa 19-yard line. Down by 5, under 2 to go in the third quarter of a game they've got to win by 6 or more. Here comes the rush. Fazoli's down. He lost the football.
Looks like Ottawa got it.
And Ottawa's got it right back. Damaso Munoz
is going to get flagged because he just threw an offensive ball
into the
stands in celebration.
Each team has their own footballs. That's a Hamilton offensive ball.
Yeah, you supply your own footballs to use on offense. We'll look at the more important part of the play here first.
Objection conduct.
Jeremiah Masoli.
45. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Was it Sean Lemon again? Two forced fumbles last week, another one here today. What a monster he's been down the stretch for the Red Blacks.
So the penalty moves them back to their 11-yard line.
And they got to move this football so they don't get forced into a situation where they have to think about taking a safety because the points are so critical.
Burris up and throwing. The pass is caught by Jackson, and Ernest Jackson moves the sticks. A gain of 13 up to the 23-yard line.
Fearless catch here by Ernest Jackson. He's coming downhill towards a crowd of defenders. Never breaks stride.
Ottawa goes to the tempo offense now. No huddle. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter. And the first down carry goes to Powell. He busts loose. Powell still going. All across the 40 to the 43-yard line and a gain of 18 yards.
stands out to me every time I watch William Powell play is his ability to get past that first contact. Whether it's just running through it with speed, that spin move, lowering his shoulder, whatever it takes, rarely does the first man bring him down.
Burris throws underneath. And there's a catch by Powell, who picks up 9, close to another Ottawa first down. And suddenly Ottawa puts the pedal to the metal here after recovering that Mazzoli fumble and employing the no-huddle offense, moving the ball quickly. Should be the final play coming up of the third quarter. Second and a long yard. And Burris just dances off tackle, needed a yard and a half. He got 7. As he crosses midfield. And Ottawa has the lead by 5. 15 minutes away from securing what could be the team's first Eastern Final hosting berth since 1978. It has been a wild evening and afternoon here in Ottawa, and the fourth quarter is yet to come.
We'll pick you up.
Back here in Ottawa, here are your stats after 3 quarters of play. Turnovers have become a major factor. 5 total, 3 of them by Hamilton, and 14 Ottawa points off those 3 turnovers. Rico Murray with a punt recovery for a touchdown on an onside kick for Hamilton. Gordon Miller back here with Dwayne Ford. This game, first time since 1957 that Ottawa and Hamilton have come down to the last week of the regular season to decide first place, and this game has delivered everything.
Yeah, it's been fantastic when you look at the shifts back and forth. I mean, this was a game that you've got 3 other games that don't have playoff implications in the final week. This one has massive playoff implications. Billed as the game of the week. It has absolutely lived up to that. So fitting that here we are in week 20 of the season, and for these 2 teams, it all comes down to 15 minutes of football.
Ottawa 3 completions away from the single season record for a team for completions in a year. Burris is 6 away from the individual record. First down. And the kick goes to Powell. A big run again as he runs headlong into the safety, Craig Butler, and he's close to another first down. Well, mark him down at the 43-yard line, right at the first down marker.
Well, Powell becoming an increasingly larger part of this offensive game plan. They just catch the Tiger Cats in a twist where Ted Laurent loops out of the gap, allowing Powell to run through.
Markham just short of an Ottawa first down. And Burris has it easily.
I like the decision by Ottawa following the turnover, the recovery of the Mazzoli fumble, to go to this tempo offense. Rick Campbell talked about how important that energy is for this team. They had just grabbed some momentum, had the crowd going, kind of keep the pace of the game going, go right at Hamilton.
Now the play fake and the quick throw, the pass is caught. And rumbling into the secondary is Lavoie, who had a touchdown reception earlier. Gain of 16, another Ottawa first down.
You're going to see how the clearing routes here pull coverage. Lavoie eventually, he'll work back inside, but you've got other routes. McDonnell is the guy who's going to go out to the flat. It's going to pull coverage wide, allowing Lavoie to sit underneath as you see the defender behind him clear out of that hole. And Burris, as he's on that full roll, sells it even further.
Patron Page, number 24, is the injured Hamilton Ticat as he came in late. Page, a first-year man out of Boise State. Started at quarter last week for Hamilton.
Yeah, that was his first start of the season. He's gone back-to-back, inserted into the lineup in a position where he's seen a lot of Chris Williams the last 2 weeks. See him Kind of holding that right arm awkwardly as he gets to the sidelines. You wonder whether it's a shoulder injury or more of a burner situation, which will settle down over time.
First down, Ottawa from the Hamilton 26-yard line.
Rico Murray is one of the DIs, designated internationals. But he's able to step into the lineup, a guy who can play any position in the secondary.
Burris swings it out for Brad Sinopoli, and Sinopoli winds his way back inside, gets down to the 10-yard line. Sinopoli leads the league in yards after the catch and adds to his total there.
And you don't necessarily label Brad Sinopoli as a shifty guy, but a guy who's caught a number of balls relatively close to the line of scrimmage, does a good job just getting up the field.
And that completion ties the single season record for completions by a team for Ottawa. And another injured player, it's Brian Hall.
Well, Hall was down on the last play of the third quarter. Appeared to suffer a lower body injury. So this may be an exacerbation of the same thing.
An extraordinary season for Ottawa. Another record is tied, and that is with the 1998 Toronto Argonauts for the most completions in a season, along with the Alouettes of 2008. And with 12.5 to go here in the fourth quarter, that record's going to fall maybe on the next play. And Burris is 3 away from the individual record. He'll be the oldest man to lead the league in passing yards, unless Paul Levi Mitchell decides to come in and play for Calgary later and throw for 800. First and goal by the nose of the football. Burris down the goal line, touchdown, Sinopoli. There's the record, there's the touchdown, and the lead is widened.
Holds things at the line of scrimmage. Sinopoli just gets inside position on his defender, Eric Harris, the linebacker. Burris throws the strike low and inside, where only number 88 can go and get it. There we go.
So now Burris 2 completions away from Ricky Ray's single season record for completions in a season. But more importantly, as the point after is missed, and Banks is going to bring it out.
This would be a 2-point play.
It could be a scoring play. And Banks gets loose. Still going. And Banks is going to bring it back all the way for 2. Better hurry.
What a turn of events that is.
So, it's now 37-28. There are no flags. Everyone's looking around, but yes.
Well, I think that some fans may be nervous that that's a touchdown, but it's just 2 points.
But that's a big 2 in a game where not just the result, but the score matters.
Well, Brad Sinopoli comes up with the touchdown catch.
His record for the year.
Third TD of the year, one that sets a new team record. Single season team record for completion. So we'll take a look at this return. When you watch this play, one of the things that stands out in the coverage is that the guys in the interior of the coverage are the first ones down the field. You need the outside guys, the contain guys, to be the guys who get down the field and force Banks, the returner, back to the inside. That's where all the help is.
Look at Ted Laurent, number 97, right behind him, just put his arms out.
A human roadblock.
He's like a doorman at a nightclub. Sorry, you can't come in. Now Sinkfield takes the lateral to Gable. And Sinkfield gets up to the 36-yard line. We've had a punt onside, recovered for a touchdown. We've had a Missed point after return for 2. Little fake reverse here. Interceptions, fumbles, contentious calls, great catches. Record set.
And still over 11 minutes left for more. This is the regular season. I can't wait to see what the playoffs have in store.
9-point Ottawa lead. Mazzoli remains at the controls and tosses off for Gable. CJ Gable gets around the corner. And it's a first down out to the 50-yard line. Pick up a 13 on the play.
Well, they're going to get the big boys out in front on the toss. Big number 61, Joel Figueroa. Throws himself at a couple of Ottawa defenders. Allowing CJ Gable to get to the outside and move the sticks.
Now Mazzoli on the option. Gets around the corner. He got whacked as he ran around. Jermaine Robinson, the safety, got a pretty good piece of him. Gets a gain of 5 out to midfield.
As you watch this, you're going to see as Jeremiah Mazzoli goes right, Terrell Sinkfield keeps an option relationship with him the whole way. You see Sinkfield a little bit behind and out to the right. Mazzoli can pitch that ball at any point, so that's something to be aware of. Even as he starts to get upfield a little bit, Sinkfield maintains the relationship. Late substitution there.
Late substitution. Tasker came on. And the flag comes down.
Too many men in the formation. Hamilton. 10-yard penalty. Remains second down.
10-yard penalty. Now it's 2nd and 15.
Trying to shift between different personnel packages there.
Hamilton just 4 for 12 on second down conversion so far, and a lot of them have been of this variety.
Yes. 2nd and long. Ottawa's been a good pass rush team.
Lead the league in sacks. Four-man rush. Mazzoli throws for Grant. Incomplete. Antoine Pruneau got a hand on that. Or Grant was off and running. And there's a flag down.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Ottawa, number 2. 10-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Other side of the field, Javon Johnson is called for bringing down Terrell Sinkfield.
He's heading down the hash. Javon Johnson is the wide man. He's the corner here. And he's just trying to follow his guy. But he takes Sinkfield out of his route, off his feet.
Back to 2nd and 5 from midfield. Mazzoli for Tasker. Incomplete. Almost another circus catch by Luke Tasker. Pruneau was there on the coverage, and it will be 3rd down for Hamilton.
Yeah, we saw Tasker make a catch in this situation against Montreal a few weeks ago. Got a step on Pruneau.
Almost did it. And now the challenge flag comes out from Austin. This will be his 2nd challenge of the game.
Hamilton is challenging the previous play for defensive pass interference. This will be reviewed.
So after an earlier successful challenge, Austin is trying this one on Pruneau for the coverage on Tasker.
We'll take a look at exactly where any contact occurs here.
After review, ruling on the field is confirmed. Incomplete pass.
So now Hamilton is charged a timeout. The Ticats are out of timeouts and therefore are out of challenges.
And I think what Ken Austin's seeing there, when you look at it, Pruneau gets a hand just before the ball arrives, gets a hand on the arm of Luke Tasker, and Pruneau's not looking back at the football. I think that's the premise on which Kent Austin threw that flag.
Jamil Smith back to receive the punt. Again, 3 Ticats are onside. But the kick goes the other way. Smith from his 10-yard line. Big block in the back there by Abdul Kanay. That'll take the return back somewhat. It's a 9-point Ottawa lead. Final game of the regular season for these two will decide where they finish in 2015.
Action required.
The CFL on TSN is brought to you by GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Gord Miller, Dwayne Ford, Matthew Chinetti, our TSN crew here in Ottawa on this Saturday. These two teams had not met this season until last week. They close it out with a home and home that winds up deciding first place in the East Division with the illegal block penalty to the Abdul Kanay of Ottawa. It's first down from the Ottawa 10. Little pitch back from Sinopoli. Burris is going over the top. He's got a man wide open. And he is caught. Ellingson, what a grab on the flea flicker for a gain of 43 yards.
Well, they sold it well. Hamilton's clearly thinking run at this stage, deep in their own end. And Ottawa with a lead. So they bite hard on that run fake. Burris lays it up.
And that ties Ricky Ray for Henry Burris for the most completions in a season. What a way to do it. Back to the ground to Powell. Powell, still more room to run. Inside the 30. Still going. Powell down to the 24-yard line. Finally brought down there by Brandon Stewart after a 34-yard ramble.
Well, William Powell continues to impress week after week. Talk about him as a guy who's got all the tools as a runner.
13 carries for 104 yards for Powell. And this time he gets wrapped up pretty quickly by the massive Michael Atkinson, number 99, who looks like two guys wearing number 9 standing beside each other. Ted Laurent, who's also a hefty fella in there.
Well, Mike Atkinson, Windsor native, played his college football at Boise State. Remarkably athletic guy at that size. Actually used to use him as a short yardage fullback at Boise. Played running back in high school. He and the Dallas Cowboys' Tyrone Crawford, high school teammates.
2nd and 10. Burris throws, caught. Williams, touchdown. And Henry Burris has just set the single-season record for completions by a quarterback and nudged his team closer to hosting the Eastern Final.
Well, how fitting that both the team record and the individual record would be broken on touchdown passes in this very special year for Henry Burris. Perfect timing as he hits Chris Williams on that slant. And the speedster takes it to the house. Hamilton's got 12 at the line going for the block here.
And this time the point after is good. And it's a 16-point lead for Ottawa. Henry Burris, the 40-year-old, lighting it up, heading for the playoffs. Henry Burris is 27 of 36 for 357 yards and 6 touchdowns in this game. He has set the single-season record for completions, and his team has set the record for completions of the year. There it is, 480 going back by Ricky Ray from 2005, and this crowd is roaring in Ottawa.
I think they're just warming up for the East Final.
By the way, the record for most touchdown passes in the game has been owned by Hamilton's Joe Zuger since 1962, and he tossed 8. Terrell Sinkfield, Check that Brandon Banks. The flag comes down as Banks goes around the corner, brought down at the 35-yard line. And Antoine Pruneau's had a big afternoon for Ottawa.
Well, Pruneau's one of those guys that you've got to love as just a football player. Starting at the...
During the return, holding, Hamilton, number 2, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Starts at that Sam linebacker position, among the leaders defensively for this team, but also leads the Red Blacks in special teams tackles.
Right.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, brother. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Earlier this year, Burris set the record for completions in a game. He's done it all this year. First down, Ticats. Mazzoli fires. The pass is caught by Fantus, and Andy Fantus out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 20. Fantus arguing he wasn't contacted. The whistle is sounded.
A 16-point deficit, which is effectively a 22-point deficit, given what they're really playing for in this game. First place, a first-round bye.
Mazzoli gives it off to Sinkfield, and Sinkfield gets a gain of 8. 5 to go in the fourth quarter, looking more and more like the Toronto Argonauts will be going to Hamilton next weekend, where they played some of their home games this year to face the Ticats.
I'm sure we could come up with 1 or 2 storylines. Ricky Ray back at the controls for Toronto.
Mazzoli tosses it off to Gable, and Gable's got a first down as he gets the 50.
Sticks will move based on that forward progress. Gable got absolutely swarmed at the end of that play.
First down for the Ticats, but a long way to go. Mazzoli fires, and incomplete for Underwood. The question for Hamilton next week will be the condition of Jeff Matthews, who started last week's game against Ottawa, placed on IR this week after he was sacked by David Hines late in the game. Will he be ready to come back next week? Zach Collaros remains on crutches after his season was ended. Second down, Mazzoli under pressure, throws through the hands of Sinkfield. It brings up third down.
And a couple of missed opportunities on that possession. The Tiger Cats, as receivers, let that ball hit the turf.
And so Medlock and the punting unit come on for Hamilton.
Ottawa, ever since the successful onside punt, Ottawa has adjusted by having a short return man and a deep return man. Javon Johnson joining Jamil Smith back there.
Booming kick by Medlock. Smith back at the 15-yard line and stumbles forward to the 25. Well, the sack tally is brought to you by Purolator Tackling Hunger, a promise we can all help deliver. Ottawa leads the league with 60 on the year. Hamilton second last. But the number at the bottom matters most. Nearly 1.5 million pounds of food given to local food banks through this program, sponsored by Purolator. What an amazing, amazing program that's become.
It really is. Fantastic cause. Very successful and great to see.
Clock running just outside 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And Burris gives it off to Powell. Fights his way down to the 30-yard line. What an exclamation point at Henry Burris this season to throw for 6 touchdowns on the night where he breaks the record. And Ottawa getting set to play host to the East Final for the first time since 1978. Help deliver. One of the most remarkable turnarounds in CFL history has been authored here in Ottawa. A team that was 2-16 last year as an expansion franchise will become the first Ottawa football team to win 12 games in a season. Will play host to the East Final. The quarterback is probably going to win the most outstanding player. There's GM Marcel Desjardins, who oversaw a pretty dramatic overhaul of this team's offensive unit, in particular. New coordinator, 5 new receivers.
New left tackle.
Second and long for Burris. Throws, and it's incomplete for Lavoie. But in this fantastic stadium, in a beautiful part of the Glebe in Ottawa, become a real destination. There's shops and restaurants around us, condos going up. The Ottawa 67s play right underneath the North Side Grandstand here. They've got a good team. The Ottawa Fury of the North American Soccer League are going well. It's quite a story down here.
Yeah. We've said it many times over the course of this season, but a fantastic atmosphere that every CFL fan should experience at some point.
Milo to Sinkfield at the 45-yard line. And Sinkfield gets stacked up before he can cross midfield. 2.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Nissan Titan player of the game is brought to you by Nissan, official vehicle of the CFL.
Welcome to the 1,000-yard club, Greg Ellingson. Here's the guy who set the tone right out of the gate. He needed 81 yards to become the 4th Ottawa receiver over 1,000 this year. Well, he destroyed that. 8 catches, 142 yards, 3 touchdowns. Greg Ellingson is today's Nissan Titan player of the game.
Mazzoli stands in, throws, and the pass is caught by Andy Fantuz for a first down to the 51-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play. Could be Mazzoli who starts next week in the Eastern semifinal against Toronto.
Yeah, he's had a good week of practice and has looked pretty good overall here today.
The pump fake. Looking up the sideline, and the pass is incomplete for Tyquan Underwood. Brings up second down for the Ticats, who will drop their 3rd in a row heading into the playoffs. Mentioned that Ottawa will win its 4th in a row for the first time since 1991. And Austin trying to guide his team to the Grey Cup game for the 3rd consecutive year. They lost Zach Collaros, which really hobbled their hopes literally.
Yeah, Collaros is the guy who was the favorite for MOP when he got hurt.
Second down, here comes the rush. Mazzoli gets it away. Grant with the catch. And Bakari Grant will be stopped short of a Ticat first down. The tackle made by Brandon Sermons.
It was right about the time that the Ticats lost Collaros. They lost their starting left tackle, Jake Olson, in the same ball game.
And it's worth repeating that it looks as though Henry Burris will be the only quarterback to start every game for his team this year.
And I mean, it's call it a tradition for Henry. Year after year.
That pass batted down. Sean Lemon, who has had an extraordinary 2 weeks against the Ticats, comes up with another big defensive play.
Yeah, one of the performers of the week for week 19. 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
There's a turnover on downs for the Ticats.
Got a couple of pass knockdowns and a forced fumble here today.
4th turnover by the Ticats. Ottawa had to call timeout to get the right number of people on the field. Gives the fans some more time to celebrate. Never has plaid been cooler. And on first down, Terry goes to Powell, picks up a couple on the play, and that'll keep the clock running. So Ottawa will await the winner of the Toronto-Hamilton Eastern semifinal.
That'll be next Sunday, November 15th. A week later, we'll be back here in Ottawa.
And Powell takes his way for a first down up to the 50-yard line.
Well, William Powell's doing his part to help the Red Blacks close this one out.
So Ottawa's going to sweep the season series against the Ticats in his home and home. They lost all three to the Argos this year.
All three very close football games against Toronto.
And now inside a minute, victory formation for Ottawa. There's one.
Well, one Milton Stegall has labeled the Ottawa Red Blacks as his Grey Cup favorites.
That man might have something to say about that before it's all over yet. There's two. And an ice water bath for Rick Campbell. A year after a 2-16 season. Ottawa goes 12-6 and finishes first in the East Division.
Well, I remember talking to Marcel Desjardins on the field before their home opener. And I said, I think you guys did a great job. I think you won the offseason. They said, now we've got to prove it during the season. And so far, they have done that.
They'll turn it over on down. You see Burris acknowledge Simone Lawrence after the hard words they had last week. It turned out to be quite a finale between these two. The first time since 1957 they've met in the final weekend of the season to decide first place. It was worth the wait.
Well, Ottawa came out of the gate on fire. Hamilton battled back in a huge way. They traded a couple more big blows through that third quarter, but Ottawa just pulled away here in the fourth. The support of this home crowd.
Zzola gives it off to C.J. Gable. And Gable bounces off a couple of tackles. Kane with the stop. And there'll be time for one more play. These fans will go home happy tonight and come back 2 weeks from tomorrow.
What a great picture that is.
Gable off and running. And finally brought down to the 15, and Ottawa wins it. 44-28 your final. Henry Burris sets the single season completion record. Ottawa, first place in the East Division. So back to Rod Smith.
All right, Gord, first time in 37 years Ottawa gets first in the East. We'll go straight to the Eastern Final. We now take you to part 2 of our doubleheader. BC Place, the Lions, and the Stampeders with Chris Cuthbert and Glenn Suter.